for healing me.
When I first met Patrick, he looked to be burnt out, tired, homeless, and I invited him over to my house that night.
Off and on for years we heard from Patrick, with many pauses in between. When he was working, we'd hear from him, and had a place to stay most of the time. But I knew that when weeks and months went by, including Christmases and Father's and Mother's Day, we knew that he was using drugs then. The drugs were more important than anything. Us, common sense. The drugs took over, and that was his first choice in life.
Things just went from bad to worse, and one day I guess he was broken out of his luck, and so he went to some abandoned building somewhere to remove the copper from the building. The police caught him, got arrested, went through the whole law process, and he went to prison for it.
He was sentenced to 18 months in a federal prison for a felony.
He only served about half that time because they let him out for good behavior.
I brought Patrick in on a Saturday morning to the House of Refuge. They were having a yard sale out in front. I introduced him to Paul, and one of the first things Paul had asked is if he was able to pee clean. But I told him I didn't think so because I believe he was still detoxing. But we did come in on a Monday. He did pee dirty, and then came back again a second time, unable to pass the test. And then the third time, I believe he was able to pee clean, and they received him at the House of Refuge.
The House of Refuge Sunnyslope is faith-based transitional living for working men. In the 2 years' time that a man can be with us, we try and help him develop a relationship with Jesus Christ and to also repair relationships he may have damaged in the past. Our primary focus is to build God's kingdom.
And the next thing you know,
He's moving into House of Refuge.
He's moving into the House of Refuge.
After living under a bridge and dumpster diving for food.
He put all that behind him. He put the drugs behind him, the alcohol, the crazy way of living.
I'm alive in you. I thank you for healing me.
Patrick is a good representation of the type of man that we like to see come to the House of Refuge. He came in broken and he had a willing spirit. So now he's really following Christ wholeheartedly and getting his life in order.
One of the first challenges when I got to the house was, of course, leaving the old life behind. You know, leaving the places I've been and people I've known, you know, in the past, because you have to make a fresh start. You have to pretty much draw a line in the sand, saying this is going to be where everything changes. One of the requirements of the house, of course, is that you work, and everyone was really supportive at the house. I mean, Paul was great. He gave me a lot of job leads, and was really patient because they knew, they know when you're getting out there and you're trying to get your life back together. So I'm very grateful for everything that they did.
He felt that the Lord had influenced him and brought him here, and we are thrilled. I can't explain it, maybe because I'm not jumping up and down like this, but inside we're just as happy, and there's a great deal of joy with us over this.
The second most important thing for me was to have been baptized at the House of Refuge. I needed to draw a line in the sand to where I was going to leave the old life behind and start a new one, to become a new creation in Christ. And I was so grateful and I am so grateful to have the opportunity to do that there, to be surrounded by people I've come to love and admire.
I will always be grateful and never forget the miracles that are made here. We have our son back. God has been good to us, good to him. And we give all the credit to the Lord in House of Refuge.
Yeah,
Thank you.
He has been blessed. We have been blessed. Thank you.
Patrick has taken on my position as night manager at the House of Refuge, and some of the things that really stick out to me since he's assumed that role is he displays a lot of the characteristics of the fruit of the Spirit. And what I mean by that is I see him interact with the guys. He's very gentle, he's got tremendous patience, and he's very kind to them, and he really has a servant's heart, and that's something that can only come from God.
Now I work full time. I'm also the night manager at the House of Refuge, and I feel it's it's exactly where I need to be, because for the longest time I'd been so selfish and self-centered in my life. Now being the manager, I really have no choice but to be a servant, and it's exactly where I feel Christ wants me to be, and I'm so grateful to have that opportunity.
I'm alive.